one of the statements that we made there was, we demand that our civilian and military authorities apply the full force of the law without fear or favor to this case and bring to justice those responsible for this brutality. This is a demand that we hope will still be heeded by our law enforcers. The next one was a statement made on 9 November 2010 on the issue of plagiarism in the Supreme Court's decision in the case of Inuya versus the Executive Secretary. You may recall there was a Supreme Court justice who issued a decision in this particular case, but then it was found out that a lot of the decision that he purportedly wrote was copied from a similar decision elsewhere. I will not mention his name, but if you ask me, I will. But we were dismayed that when the Supreme Court itself reviewed this case, they said, well, you know, for the Supreme Court, this is all right. That a law like this, an opinion, a judgment like this, that it borrow from sources in other countries without benefit of acknowledging the source. Now, the CEAP made a statement in this regard, expressing that we were dismayed that our Supreme Court would speak in these terms because we have to be more faithful to truth. We have to promote truth more faithfully. And if the Supreme Court standards are this, and therefore so low, we have to, in our schools, be clearer and more demanding about standards of truth and standards of integrity in intellectual discourse and intellectual writing. So we said in this statement, the Supreme Court decision abets a culture of intellectual sloth and dishonesty. For plagiarism is not only a legal issue, but more importantly, a moral one. I think we all know as educators today with the internet, it's very easy to copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. So you have habits of that. You don't teach, you don't form our students to think and to pursue truth. And this is the position that we felt was very, very necessary to advocate through this statement in the CEAP. The next statement was in the context of the disclosures that had been made by Heidi Mendoza and company in terms of the malversation of, or the misuse of government military funds. And we made the statement to support the whistleblowing of Heidi Mendoza. And we said we appeal to our government and its law enforcement agencies to ensure that those who dared speak to reveal the truth be protected. We appeal to the judiciary, and particularly the Ombudsman and the Sandigan Bayan, to uphold the truth without fear or favor. The next statement that we made was towards the impeachment of Ombudsman Merceditas Gutierrez. We had come to a point where we said it's very, very clear this Ombudsman is partial to certain parties, and we demanded for the impeachment of Mercy. We said, we the members of CEAP strongly call for a speedy, fair, and decisive conduct of the impeachment proceedings. Corruption must be impeached mercilessly. Cute, cute.
Cute talaga.
All right. And then let justice be the tie that binds us as a nation. No to a hero's burial for Marcos. Up to now, House Resolution 1135 calls for a hero's burial for Ferdinand Marcos, whom we know in our history, in the memory of many of us who are here, caused so much pain and suffering in the 60s. How can we bury among our heroes the very man whose dictatorial regime we rejected and ousted during the EDSA People Power Revolution 25 years ago? It would be nothing less than a desecration and a nullification of the Filipino people's long struggle and victory for democracy, which we are proud to have gifted the world as an example of non-violent political change. There's something here of a sensitivity to the erosion of moral values when all of a sudden we forget the atrocities that are made and we call for a hero's burial for this man who hurt this country so much. And then recently you can remember the politeísmo scandal that erupted in the cultural center. This particular statement emanated from one of the regents. He was so incensed that he drafted this statement, and it was then eventually adopted by the national board, and he called the statement "and they spat on him," taken from the Passion narratives. A statement of the CEAP on the exhibit Politeísmo, 15 August 2011. We are deeply saddened, hurt, and insulted. The exhibit is an act of vandalism, not simply of the sacred images and icons of our Catholic and Christian heritage. Politeísmo is a vandalization of our faith and the desecration of our Lord. So, another issue, seek peace, pursue it. The recent efforts initiated by the President in the wake of a series of peacemaking activities in which he reached out to our Muslim sisters and brothers, we thought that it would be important as Catholic educators to support this initiative in peace. All sectors of society in the Philippines are then urged to lend support to this transparent and democratic process that can pave the way to lasting peace in Mindanao. May the needed national peace accord be forged at the earliest possible time. We all here in this conference that is dedicated to building a culture of peace salute all those who are working hard towards creating peace in our country and especially here in Mindanao. We're happy that at this press conference we have representatives of the Cocopea here. Pat Junio is here representing Cocopea, and Joseph Estrada, who is called Arab, but he is not Arab. Also the legal counsel of the Cocopea. We're happy that you are here.